The message arrived without warning. It did not come through satellites, radio waves, or any human-made system. It simply appeared, inside every screen, every device, every signal channel on Earth. At the same time, across every city, every home, and every ship in orbit, the same cold sentence flashed in bright red letters. The Galaxy Council declares war on humanity. Prepare for total surrender. For a few seconds, the world froze. People on the street stopped walking. Pilots paused mid-flight. Doctors stared at the message above their patients. Even children stopped playing and looked up at the glowing screens. Something about the message felt real, too real. Not a hack. Not a joke. Not a test. In a hidden observatory in the mountains, scientists gathered around their monitors, their hands shaking. The message had not been sent from Earth. It had come from far, far beyond. A place no human had ever reached. A place only spoken about in theories. The Galaxy Council, the group of alien civilizations that controlled thousands of worlds, had declared war on one small planet. Earth. Governments went into emergency lockdown. Military forces activated old protocols never meant to be used. Satellites turned toward deep space, trying to locate the source. Fear spread fast. The first reaction of humanity was simple, panic. But then something strange happened. The panic slowly changed. Confusion replaced fear. And then, something almost unbelievable began spreading. People laughed. It started with a teenager recording a video saying, "Aliens are declaring war on us. Bro, get in line." The video went viral in minutes. Someone else joked, "Tell the Galaxy Council to wait, I have work tomorrow." Memes flooded social media. Even news anchors struggled not to smirk. The world expected terror. Instead, Earth responded with jokes, memes, banter, and laughter. And not nervous laughter, real, confident laughter. Aliens watching from hidden outposts around the solar system were shocked. They had studied humans for centuries. They expected screaming, chaos, despair. But they saw the opposite. Humans acted like they had been threatened by a noisy neighbor, not a galactic empire. But the laughter on Earth was only half the story. Deep beneath cities, in military bunkers, powerful engines hummed quietly. Old secret projects came back to life, projects that the public never knew about. Ships that were never officially built powered up in hidden hangars. Strange weapons that did not look like anything from Earth or any known alien world glowed with blue light. While the world laughed on the surface, something very different happened underground. Humanity prepared. General Solis, commander of Earth's secret defense program, stood inside an underground command center. The room buzzed with activity as officers rushed between glowing screens. On one display was the Galactic Council's message, but Solis paid it no attention. He only watched the readouts of power levels rising. He finally spoke. "Start Phase 1. Quietly." His voice held no fear. Only determination. Above ground, people celebrated, joked, and continued life as if nothing happened. But below the laughter was a quiet seriousness. Humans had survived wars, disasters, extinctions, and enemies far worse than aliens. Humanity did not break under pressure. It grew stronger. Meanwhile, in deep space, the Galaxy Council sat in shock. They watched Earth's reaction through hidden probes. Every alien species expected terror. But they saw humans making jokes about preparing snacks for the war and welcoming the aliens with fireworks. The council was confused. Very confused. One alien leader, a tall creature with silver skin, slammed a hand on the table. "Why are they laughing? Do they not understand what war means?" Another leader, with glowing eyes, replied, "They must be unaware of our power. They must be primitive." But an older alien, the archivist, shook his head. "No. Humans laugh when they are afraid. But they also laugh when they are dangerous. They are unpredictable. That makes them unsettling. The Council ordered a small scouting fleet to approach Earth and test its defenses. The ships moved silently through space, invisible to most sensors. But not to human sensors. In an Earth-based lab, a scientist stared at a screen as small red dots appeared. Unidentified objects entering near orbit. Sir, they are not broadcasting signals. General Solis nodded. Activate the veil. A strange wave of energy pulsed outward from Earth. It moved faster than light, wrapping around the planet like a shield. The alien ships flew into the wave and vanished. No explosion. No debris. No signal. Just gone. Aliens monitoring from afar panicked. What happened to our scouts? Did humans destroy them? No weapon can erase ships like that. Then what did they do? No alien had an answer. On Earth, people kept laughing, unaware of the missing ships. But Solis knew. His officers knew. The secret fleets knew. And somewhere far from Earth, a forgotten human ship drifted in deep space. It was old, silent, and hidden. Its systems woke up slowly, glowing blue. A message flashed on its screen. War declared. Return to Earth. The ship turned toward home. Humanity was no longer alone. And the Galaxy Council had no idea what was coming. The laughter on Earth was not foolishness. It was a warning. The Galaxy Council had expected chaos on Earth. They imagined humans crying, surrendering, preparing to run. But the opposite was happening. Instead of fear, the Council saw festivals, jokes, and strange human confidence spreading like wildfire. Alien surveillance drones watched everything in confusion. One drone hovered above a crowded street in New York. A man pointed at the sky and said, "If aliens come, tell them to wait. I'm late for work." People around him laughed. The drone recorded the scene, sent it to the Council, and the Council became even more confused. Humans were either unbelievably brave, or dangerously stupid. But then more strange behavior appeared. In a school classroom, children discussed the alien threat like they were talking about a new game. One child said, "Aliens will attack from orbit. So we need long-range weapons." Another added, "No, we need something that can bend space. Like the stories." Their teacher smiled nervously and said, "Those things don't exist." But the children only looked at each other with a grin, as if they knew a secret adults didn't. The aliens observing them felt fear. Human children were thinking like strategists. Children. Something was wrong with this species. Meanwhile, deep beneath an abandoned warehouse in Europe, a group of engineers worked in total silence. They built a device that looked nothing like human technology. The metal shimmered like liquid. The core pulsed with a soft blue heartbeat. One engineer wiped sweat from his forehead and whispered, "If the Council finds out we are building this, they will panic." Another engineer smiled. "Good. Let them panic." The aliens monitoring Earth saw none of this. They only saw the laughter. And the laughter made them uneasy. Back in the Council chamber, panic grew. "They are not reacting logically," the silver-skinned leader said. "No species laughs at war." The archivist slowly opened a glowing book. "Humans are not like us. Their history shows patterns of extreme behavior. They adapt fast. They evolve during conflict. And they become dangerous. But their weapons are primitive," another alien argued. The archivist looked up. "Are you certain? Or have they hidden their true power?" Silence followed. The Council increased surveillance. They sent more drones to Earth. They monitored human behavior everywhere. But the more they watched, the more disturbed they became. In a desert military base, soldiers trained with new, strange movements that did not match any known martial system. Their bodies glowed faintly when they moved. The drones recorded it, but no alien could explain it. In a hospital, a doctor treated a patient who claimed to hear the stars whisper. His brain waves were unlike anything in council records. In a remote village, an old woman looked up at the sky and said, "They think they are strong. They have forgotten who we are." The aliens recorded all of it. And fear slowly grew. Finally, the council sent 3 small ships to Earth. Their mission, measure human technology and test defenses without starting a full attack. But when the ships approached Earth, something unexpected happened. A bright ring of energy appeared around the planet like a silent ghost. It pulsed once. The ship stopped mid-space, unable to move. Their systems shut down. The pilots screamed into comms, but the signals were swallowed by silence. Then the ships vanished. Not destroyed. Not exploded. Gone. The event terrified the council. What weapon can erase a ship without energy traces? How did humans do this? Are they using unknown physics? Is this a signal for us to stop? No answers came. Back on Earth, the public had no idea what had happened. They continued laughing, joking, and posting memes. A comedian even made a joke on live TV, if aliens want to fight, they should bring snacks. Humans love snacks. The audience laughed for a full minute. But the human military knew the truth. General Solis stood in front of a large holographic map showing the vanished ships. "Confirm the capture?" he asked. A technician nodded. "Yes, sir. The ships are inside the vault." "Good," Solis said. "Begin analysis." Quietly. The vault was humanity's oldest and deepest secret. A hidden space pocket created accidentally during an experiment long ago. A pocket where time behaved strangely. A pocket that no alien could detect. Humans had been hiding ships there for decades. General Solis turned to his officers. "The Galaxy Council believes they declared war on us, but they don't know the war already started years ago." Meanwhile, far away from Earth, on a barren moon, a small group of alien scientists studied human behavior. They watched humans laugh at danger. They watched humans treat threats like entertainment. They watched something terrifying, humans adapting mentally at an unnatural speed. One alien scientist trembled. "They are smiling because they know something. Something big. Something we failed to see." Another whispered, "Should we warn the council?" The oldest scientist shook his head. "No. The council will not listen. And by the time they understand, it will be too late." Back on Earth, as evening fell, the laughter continued. But under that laughter, something powerful moved. A shift in energy. A change in fate. Humanity was preparing. And the galaxy was slowly discovering the truth. Humans were not afraid of war. Humans were waiting for it. The Galaxy Council had lost 3 ships without a trace. Alien scientists were terrified. Spies reported strange human behavior. Analysts declared humans unstable. But no one in the council understood the truth. The humans were not unstable. They were preparing. Far beneath Earth's surface, under an abandoned metro station, a hidden elevator opened into a large metallic chamber. Thick blue light pulsed from the walls. A tall alien ambassador stood inside, trembling as he waited. He had come to demand Earth's surrender, but now, he wasn't sure this was a good idea. The door in front of him slid open with a soft hiss. General Solis stepped forward, calm, unshaken by the presence of the alien. A small smile formed on his face, not mockery, not joy, just silent confidence. "Welcome to Earth," Solis said. The ambassador swallowed. His species was never afraid, until now. He gathered his courage. Humanity must surrender immediately. The Galaxy Council demands. We know what the Council demands, Solis interrupted gently. But you came all this way. At least see the truth. Solis walked deeper into the chamber. The ambassador followed nervously. The room opened into a massive underground hangar. Rows of ships floated silently above glowing platforms. But these were not normal human ships. They were smooth, curved, alive with blue energy. They hummed, not like machines, but like something breathing. The ambassador froze. This cannot be human technology, he whispered. General Solis smiled faintly. It isn't. Not entirely. The ambassador's heart raced. Where did you get this? Solis placed a hand on the glowing hull of one ship. From ourselves. The ambassador did not understand. Explain. Solis looked at the ship with a strange sadness. Humans do not fear darkness. We grow inside it. Pressure changes us. Pain evolves us. War shapes us. And every time we survive something meant to end us, we change again. He turned to the ambassador. Some changes are not visible. But they are real. The ambassador felt cold. He realized something: humans did not just build ships. Humans became something else. Solis walked toward a large chamber at the far end of the hangar. The ambassador followed slowly, his hands shaking. Inside the chamber, a young human woman floated in the center of a glowing sphere. Her eyes were closed, her body surrounded by swirling light. Machines recorded impossible energy readings around her. The ambassador stepped back in fear. What is she? Solis replied softly, the next step. She is not human, the ambassador whispered. She is human, Solis corrected calmly. Just, evolved. The sphere pulsed gently, and the ground vibrated. A gentle wave of energy moved outward. The ambassador felt his vision blur for a moment, like reality itself bent around him. What was that? He cried. She can bend space, Solis said. Just a little. For now. The ambassador stared at Solis. How? Humans never had this ability. Solis gave a chilling answer. Because we never needed it, until now. The ambassador clutched the wall to steady himself. Everything the council believed about humans was wrong. Humans were supposed to be weak, primitive, limited. But this was something else. Solis walked closer. Tell me, ambassador. Why did the council declare war on us? The alien swallowed hard. Because humanity grew too fast. Too unpredictable. Too dangerous. Solis nodded. Correct. And what did you expect us to do? Surrender, the ambassador said quietly. Solis chuckled. Humans do not surrender. We adapt. The ambassador felt a sudden chill run through his body. Solis's confidence wasn't arrogance. It was certainty. Then the floating human girl opened her eyes. Bright white light poured out of them, filling the chamber. The ambassador stumbled back, falling to the ground. His species could not handle such intense energy. The girl spoke, not with her mouth, but directly into the ambassador's mind. You came to threaten us, she said. But you do not understand what we are now. The ambassador gasped for air. What are you? Her voice grew softer, almost comforting. We are the storm you feared. Solis placed a hand on her shoulder and her glow softened. The ambassador struggled to stand. The council must know this. Solis smiled. They will. But only what we allow them to know. The ambassador blinked. You mean, the smirking? The laughter? The jokes? They were intentional. Solis nodded. Of course. Humans laugh for many reasons. Fear. Courage. Madness. But this time, it was a message. He leaned forward. A message that says, "We are not afraid of the galaxy." The ambassador's heart pounded. But why smile at the council's threat? Solis spoke slowly, clearly. Because we knew something the council didn't. The ambassador felt his stomach twist. What, did you know? Solis turned and looked at the glowing ship again. That the council declared war, too late. Silence filled the chamber. The ambassador realized the truth. Humanity had already changed. Already evolved. Already unlocked something the galaxy could not fight. The war wasn't coming. The war had already been won. And the Galaxy Council never saw it happening. Solis gave a final calm smile. Go home, Ambassador. Warn your council. Tell them the truth. The ambassador nodded weakly. And what truth is that? He whispered. Solis's eyes hardened. That humanity is done hiding. The ambassador's ship left Earth in silence, trembling through space as if afraid of the planet behind it. He didn't dare look back. He had seen things no alien mind was prepared to understand. And now, he carried a message that would shake the Galaxy Council to its core. But he was already too late. Because the moment he left Earth's orbit, something ancient awoke beneath the planet's surface. A deep, slow heartbeat. The veil, the strange invisible field around Earth, brightened for a moment, then faded again. No human on the surface noticed. They continued with their normal lives. Laughing. Working. Living. It was almost peaceful. And yet, something massive was shifting in the shadows. In the underground hangar, General Solis watched dozens of glowing human ships rise from their platforms. The engines made no sound. They didn't burn fuel. They didn't shake the air. They simply glowed brighter and lifted like feathers caught in a soft wind. Each ship hummed like a living creature. Solis pressed a hand to the glass. Activate Warpath Protocol. The lights in the hangar dimmed. The platforms cracked open like metal petals blooming. And from the darkness below, long-forgotten ships emerged, older, heavier, scarred with strange patterns that looked neither alien nor human. The younger officers stared in awe. Sir, those designs, are they from the first experiments? Solis nodded. They were built decades ago. Before the council ever knew we existed. His voice grew sharper. And before humanity understood what we were capable of. The young evolved woman, whose eyes glowed with soft white light, floated beside him, her hair drifting weightlessly as if gravity forgot she existed. Are you ready? Solis asked. She smiled. I have been ready since the day they declared war. Far away, the Galaxy Council gathered in emergency session. The ambassador stumbled into the chamber, pale and shaking. Every alien leader turned toward him. What happened on Earth? The silver leader demanded. The ambassador's voice cracked as he spoke. They are not what you think, they are not what anyone thinks. What do you mean? Another alien growled. The ambassador slammed both hands onto the table. Humans have evolved. They can bend space. They can erase ships. They can. The entire chamber erupted in laughter and disbelief. Erase ships? Impossible. Humans cannot even reach deep space yet. You are hallucinating. You bring lies to scare us. The ambassador's voice rose sharply. If you don't believe me, then look. He threw a glowing recording orb onto the center table. The orb lit up, projecting footage from Earth. The evolved woman. The ships powered by unknown energy. The massive underground hangars. The veil capturing the Council's scout ships. Silence fell. For the first time in centuries, the Galaxy Council felt something unfamiliar. Fear. The archivist slammed his book shut. We must attack immediately. Before they grow stronger. The silver-skinned commander activated the war map. Send the first armada. Full force. The ambassador stepped back in horror. No. You don't understand. You cannot win. But the command had already been sent. Thousands of alien ships in distant sectors lit up, ready for war. Their engines roared. Their weapons charged. Their fleets moved like a storm of metal and fire across the stars. Toward Earth. Back on Earth, General Solis watched the holographic map of the solar system. Red dots, thousands of them, were approaching fast. An officer whispered, "Sir, the first armada is coming." Solis didn't blink. Let them come. The evolved woman floated forward, her eyes glowing brighter. Shall I prepare the jump? Not yet, Solis said calmly. Wait for them to enter the veil. Above Earth, the sky brightened as if dawn arrived early. People on the surface stared upward in confusion. Some pointed. Some recorded it on their phones. Some simply laughed, thinking it was another strange Earth event. Then the clouds split. A massive shadow covered half the sky. The alien armada had arrived. Millions of people saw it. Billions watched it live on their screens. But instead of screaming, they stared. They whispered. They held their breath. Then someone on the street shouted. Take a picture. This is going on my wall. Laughter spread again. Humans were insane. Or unstoppable. Inside the lead alien ship, the commander issued the order. Fire. Beams of energy brighter than stars shot toward Earth. But before they touched the atmosphere, they froze. Every beam. Every pulse. Every blast. Suspended midspace like frozen lightning. The entire armada fell silent. What happened? Why did the beam stop? Who interfered? In the underground chamber, the evolved woman opened her eyes wider. Her voice echoed through the air. They entered my reach. She raised her hand slowly. The frozen beams vanished. Then she snapped her fingers. Every alien ship lost gravity. Not crashed. Not exploded. Not damaged. They simply dropped out of space. One by one, the ships blinked out of existence, sucked silently into the vault, the same pocket where the first 3 scouts had vanished. The Galaxy Council watched in horror as their entire armada disappeared. Not a single ship survived. General Solis placed both hands behind his back. The war has begun. He turned toward the observers with a calm smirk. And the galaxy has already lost the first battle. The Galaxy Council chamber had never been so silent. Not after planetary disasters. Not after rebellions. Not after black holes swallowing entire colonies. Nothing had ever frozen the chamber like this moment. The first armada, one of the greatest military forces in the universe, was gone. Not in a battle. Not through a heroic last stand. Not even through destruction. It simply vanished. Erased from the star map. The alien leaders stared in horror at the empty space where their fleet used to be. How can one planet do this? Whispered the Silver Commander. The archivist's hands shook as he opened his ancient book. Humans, they were never what we believed. But before anyone could speak again, the chamber lights flickered. A deep hum rolled through the council hall, shaking every wall. Then a hologram formed in the air. General Solis. His calm face appeared above the council table as if he were standing among them. Council members, Solis began, your attack has been recorded. Alien warriors shouted in panic. How did he access our frequency? This is impossible. Cut the transmission. But the hologram only grew clearer. You declared war on humanity, Solis continued. But you did not ask what humanity had become. The Silver Commander slammed his fist on the table. Human. You have broken the laws of the galaxy. You have used forbidden technology. Solis's smirk sharpened. You call it forbidden. We call it necessary. Return our armada, the commander demanded. Solis raised an eyebrow. The armada is safe. In our vault. Untouched. Suspended between moments of time. Every alien froze. Humans didn't destroy the armada. They captured it. Alive. That was worse. Much worse. The evolved woman appeared beside Solis in the projection, her eyes glowing softly. Her voice was gentle, but it cut through the chamber like a blade. The war ends now. The Silver Commander trembled. End? You believe you can force the Council to surrender? She nodded. Yes. The archivist leaned forward, fear in his ancient eyes. Why are you doing this? We studied your species. You were chaotic, emotional, unprepared. How did you become this? The woman answered softly. Because you made us. The council fell silent. Solis stepped forward in the projection. Our history is filled with battles. Disasters. Loss. We are shaped by pressure. Forged by struggle. Every time someone tried to break us, we changed. The evolved woman whispered, and now, we have changed again. The council didn't speak. Didn't blink. Didn't breathe. Humanity had always been unpredictable. But evolution. Real, physical, impossible evolution. This was something new. The woman closed her eyes. A wave of energy spread through the hologram. The walls of the council chamber shook. The lights above flickered. You wanted to test humanity, she said. But you were too late. The Silver Commander shouted, what do you want from us? Her voice softened again. Peace. The chamber gasped. Peace, the archivist echoed. After we declared war on you. Solis nodded. Humans do not fight for pride. Or land. Or glory. We fight only when forced. And we end the fight quickly. The commander's voice cracked. But, your power, your weapons, your abilities, you could destroy us. Solis shook his head. We have no need to destroy anyone. The evolved woman added, but we will defend ourselves. Always. Silence fell again. The aliens did not know how to respond. This was not a monster species. Not a conqueror. Not a tyrant. This was something far more frightening. A species that could win. But refused to dominate. A species that laughed. Because fear could not control them. A species that evolved. When pushed into darkness. The archivist finally murmured, almost in awe, so that is why humans smirked. Solis nodded. Yes. Because the council does not understand humans. Every threat you make, only makes us stronger. The evolved woman floated closer to the hologram's edge. We are not asking for surrender. We are offering a choice. The hologram shifted, projecting two paths into the chamber. On the left, destruction, fire, broken fleets. On the right, silence, peace, open space. Solis's voice echoed through the chamber. Choose wisely. One by one, alien leaders lowered their heads. Their pride shattered. Their fear softened into respect. The Silver Commander was the last to speak. We choose peace. Solis smiled gently. Then humanity accepts. The hologram faded. The chamber exhaled as though it had held its breath for centuries. Far across the stars, General Solis turned to the evolved woman. It is done. She nodded, her glowing eyes dimming softly. The galaxy finally understands. Understands what? A young officer asked. She looked toward the sky, voice calm and confident. That humans do not fear war. Humans end war. Outside the bunker, Earth remained peaceful. Children played. Families laughed. Cities glowed with life. And far above, hidden behind the stars, the captured alien armada floated quietly inside the vault. Humanity had sent a message to the universe. A message written in silence, power, and a single smirk. A message the galaxy would never forget. Never try to scare a species that survived its own history. And thus, the war ended before it could truly begin. Not with destruction, but with understanding. Because humanity had already become the very thing the galaxy feared. And the very thing it secretly hoped for. A protector. A storm. A force that laughs in the face of darkness. And turns war into peace.